What's your full name and who were you named after?
My full name is Richard Dennis Michael Hand. So the Dennis is my middle name given to me by my parents. Michael is my confirmation name growing up in the Catholic Church, which my mom was a devout Catholic.
What is your favorite song and who's your favorite band?
Favorite song? Wow, there's a lot of favorite songs. My favorite band, I love the Beatles because I write songs and I love playing. I aspire to be like the Lennon-McCartney combination without the combination. So I do a lot of my own songwriting with myself. But there are so many songs. Like Yesterday is probably one of my favorites. But I could name favorites from a lot of bands, but that's a real go-to for me. The Beatles, Paul McCartney and John Lennon have written like so many songs that just touch the heart, touch who we are, let it be, things like that.
If you could do anything in the world, what would be your dream job?
Songwriting for a living, being able to take the songs that I've written over the course of my 30 years doing it and getting a band that was looking for original songs, and I would feed them the songs, let them do all the performing, do all the stuff out in front of people, but I'd like to be the guy behind the scenes creating the songs and the ideas.
Okay, who are your parents? Where did they come from?
My parents are Richard and Ann Hand, and they're both from the New York area and very special in our lives. And I was the oldest of 6 in the Hand clan, and Dad was a bus driver for the city of New York for a long time, and then became a dispatcher, and then retired and did a lot of things. And Mom was one of my greatest inspirations in the world. She was a stay-at-home mom for a lot of her life, but one of the things that is beautiful about her legacy is because we have 2 special needs siblings. She helped to start an organization that thrives today, where both Gina and Philip, my brother and sister, reside today. She was one of the seeds that planted that that wonderful organization that's now called the Venture. I believe they're Venture Inc. now, but they do group homes and take care of people with special needs. And Mom was one of the pioneers.
Where were you born?
I was born actually in Manhattan at Jewish Memorial Hospital in the Inwood part of Manhattan, which is just over across the East River from the Bronx. So it was a local hospital, and a lot of people in the neighborhood ended up being born there at that time. I was born in 1959.
Who is the most influential person in your life, and you can't use your wife, Justine?
Okay, I'm glad you pointed that out. I appreciate that, and so will she. Oh gosh, there's a lot of influential people. In obviously in a personal sense, it's my mom, and to some degrees my dad, who have crafted me to be the way I am, and I appreciate that. Mom had 6 brothers. They all had a little piece of that molding of who I am and who I looked up to. And my dad had a brother, Uncle Ray, who again was a great role model for me. So family there. As far as like people in the bigger realm, like the people that you would consider quote unquote celebrities, people like that, Ronald Reagan had a very big influence on me because I was coming up through college at the time and started to get a political fever that was based on family things. But his optimism and the way he approached politics was, I got to see him live when I was at college, so that was kind of it left a big impression on me, and kind of taught me how optimism is such a powerful tool in politics.
What was special about the place or the places you grew up?
The Bronx in particular gave me a lot of the skill set that I have for understanding people, understanding policies that impact people. Growing up in the Bronx, I went to public high school, which was very, very influential in helping me understand individuals of all diverse backgrounds. Growing in public high school in a big city like New York, there is every nationality, every different economic sphere, and understanding where everybody was coming from was very influential on me. And then we lived a little bit outside of New York City in Rockland County for a while I was growing up. And that was very influential too, because it showed me that not everybody lived in a box, in a tall box, square box in a very crowded area. I learned that, oh, there's something else out there besides the city. And for that period of time, that was very influential in setting some of my goals as I was growing up.
What's your favorite memory from your youth?
Teenage years or younger were always fishing trips up to the Thousand Islands, up on the Canadian border, up by Watertown there. Our dad would take a fishing trip every year. And because I was the oldest, I had the opportunity to go on many of those fishing trips all the way through until college, actually, when our uncles started to become part of that. And some of those memories are, especially the younger ones, being able to go fishing. And it was just a blast being away and
What is your favorite movie?
Oh, I got a few of those. I like Good Will Hunting. That's one of my, I will always watch that. Grease. I love Grease. I will watch that 100 times. I love this one, It's a Wonderful Life, every year. Watch that one at Christmas times.
What is the luckiest thing that has ever happened to you?
Finding my wife was one of the luckiest things that happened to me, because she set me on a much more focused path than I had been on originally. And I needed that, because I could have gone in any which direction, good and bad. And she helped me fine tune that and I am so successful today in my mind, my definition of success, because of her guidance and us meeting at college.
What college did you go to and why did you go there?
SUNY Binghamton. And I went there because I knew it was a good school. It was affordable. And one of my good buddies, Leif Benestat, was going there as well. And we were talking and we were kind of applying to schools. And he said, this place, if we can get in, this is a good place to go. So I chose SUNY Binghamton. It's still a great school today. And I'm glad I got to go there.
What is the most heartwarming thing you have ever seen?
I mean, there are so many heartwarming things that so often at Camp Venture, where Mom was, helped start that summer camp originally for disabled and special needs. The love and the unconditional friendships that so many people that I met, these are the campers, not just the camp counselors, but the campers that were there, just seeing their gratefulness for having a place to go in the summer and showing up every day. They get off the bus and it was like Christmas every time they got off the bus, and they were waving every time they'd leave, and it would just fill your heart. And that just, it sticks in me. And it's one of the reasons that I advocate for the underdog as much as I do.
What are a couple of things you're afraid to do?
Jump out of a plane. Anything to do with bungee jumping.
Place I could levitate.
And I would not want to sail across the ocean in anything except a big liner. And even then, I might not want to do that.
But tell me about your family, about your wife and your children.
My wife is a nurse. She has been a nurse for over 30 years. She's currently a hospice nurse, but she's always been in the realm of helping the elderly. She's been in senior living roles and things of that nature. And because of that, I've been involved in that community for a long time. And it's one of the most underserved communities. When you have that much access to seniors, you realize that we don't treat our seniors, we don't put our seniors in the place in our society where they belong, which is, valuable experience. So I love that about her. She's a giving person and always taking care of the elderly. So proud of my son and daughter. My son Taylor is now a doctor, and my daughter Emily is a construction engineer. Emily's in San Francisco, Taylor's in Minneapolis. They're both making their way in life. They're both very productive citizens. I love them as adults, and I love getting time to talk to them. They teach me a lot. They different perspectives. They represent the younger generation in many ways, and I just love learning from them.
How would they describe you?
Oh, I don't. Oh, Dad. There's some of that. They would, based on the cards I get on Father's Day and my birthday, I think they see me as a role model. As you may or may not know, Ken, I ran for Congress twice and a write-in campaign for governor once. And I thought I did that to kind of show my kids that, and they were younger at the time, they were in junior high and go in, I think, the beginning of high school. And I thought of that as kind of a frivolous thing. And I was talking about that with them, and they saw it differently than when I said it was kind of a frivolous thing that I did, or just kind of, just something I kind of write off. They were like, oh no, Dad, that was really important. That, kind of showed us that if you are, if you want to change something, you get involved. And I thought that was very eye-opening for me, that they watch what I do, and they're very big supporters of my music. And they're great critics, and they're also great fans. And they keep me really inspired to keep doing it, because they love it. They wish I would go out and get it really professionally recorded. And because my skills at production are not those of the professionals, but they love what I do. And that they kind of see me as a guy that just keeps chasing after things that he loves.